My name is Quinn Duffy. I'm the game director on Company Heroes 2. Well, we were introducing Cold Tech today in Company Heroes 2. It's sort of an offshoot of our Essence Engine 3, the brand new engine we're using to drive the development of the game. And Cold Tech deals with things like blizzard conditions, cold conditions, frozen ice, breaking ice, everything that sort of builds on the sort of mythos of the brutal cold of the Eastern Front. Well, yeah, the mission we showed today was we call it General Winter, and this is really to introduce this sort of neutral third player into the Company Heroes 2 experience. He's pervasive cold. He's blowing wind. He's was death to tens of thousands on the Eastern Front through conditions such as hypothermia and frostbite. And these are things that we're introducing into the experience. Really trying to give the players an authentic cold weather experience and seeing how they adapt their gameplay styles to it. Company Heroes 2 isn't just set in the winter. I mean, this is a vital part of combat on the Eastern Front, was fighting during the winter months and the effect on troops. But the story sort of covers the breadth of the war from 1941 to 1945, and so we're going to see a variety of weather conditions. But the cold weather stuff is the most, I think, has the most gameplay impact. Players have to deal with exposure and being careful with their troops and managing vehicles on ice, and there's a real sort of cause and effect in their decision making at the tactical level. I mean, in Company Heroes 2, you're going to encounter a number of cold weather conditions, deep snow among them, and in deep snow, troops are, they're encumbered by movement through the deep snow. It increases their travel time, which increases their exposure to the cold. And of course, in the cold weather, they can suffer from hypothermia and the other ill effects of cold weather. And members of your squad will actually fall out of the column and they can freeze to death. There's a number of ways we illustrate to the player how their troops are suffering under these conditions. We've got a lot of new ambient animations, so troops will sort of rub their hands and stamp their feet and the kinds of things that, as a Canadian, I do almost daily. So there's that. It's part of our our research into the cold weather Eastern Front is just being from Canada. That helps. But also graphically through the user interface, the troops have a little cold weather thermometer on their tactile icon that tells you when they're going to get cold. And when that thing bottoms out, you really have to get those guys into cover as quickly as you can. We can send your combat engineers forward and sort of stage the battlefield by putting in fires, and things like fires were a vital feature of combat on the Eastern Front. You needed those things to keep warm. At the same time, they let the enemy know where you are. So you have this really life and death decision to make. Do I light a fire and keep my troops alive, or do I risk sort of exposing them to the enemy? And then coming across a campfire, an enemy campfire, or troops around a fire, by knocking that fire out, you can quickly cause combat ineffectiveness on your